I wanted to make a quick video talking about what you can expect here on the channel this year, or rather, for the rest of the year. I originally planned to make this video in January, then February, then March, and at long last, here we are, which it kinda works out since I now have a better idea of what's going on for the rest of 2025 anyway. First things first, let's talk about the Oblivion Remaster. Something that I can actually talk about with a little bit more confidence now that it's really leaked. For those who are out of the loop, a couple years back, Microsoft accidentally released Bethesda's Softworks content roadmap for years to come. One of the titles on this list was an Oblivion Remaster. Over the past couple months, the rumor mills had been churning a ton, saying that it would be revealed in December, then January, and so on. Honestly, I had started to doubt if we'd hear anything about it anytime soon, just because of how much these leakers were moving the goalposts. The most recent batch of leaks indicated that it would shadow drop in April, but at that point, I had given up on believing it. Until earlier this week, when several images of the remaster were found on the studio's website. As of now, neither Microsoft, Bethesda, nor Virtuous Studios, the team behind the remaster, have said anything, with leakers claiming that it's planned to shadow drop next week. Regardless of when the remaster releases, I already have my plans for it. I'll probably do one video here on YouTube showing it off, talking about how it looks and plays compared to the original game. I won't be doing a playthrough of it here on YouTube though, but I will be playing it in full over on Twitch. One of the reasons being that I'm best known for mod stuff anyway, so I don't know if it would make the most sense to play in full here. And I feel like I don't necessarily bring it up enough, but I do recommend checking out the Twitch streams if you want to see me play anything other than Skyrim. But honestly, the variety that I get on Twitch is just really nice. I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I'm looking forward to playing Avowed, obviously the Oblivion Remaster whenever that's out. The second reason for why I'm playing it on Twitch instead of YouTube is because of Skyblivion. To say that I'm excited for Skyblivion would be an understatement, and it's something that I can't wait to play and share with everyone. I will be doing a full series for Skyblivion here on YouTube when it releases, and right now, the team is still confident in a 2025 launch. I think it's safe to say that this will be the big series on the YouTube channel for the year. I'd aim to release 2 videos a week for Skyblivion, the same way that I did for my recent Skyrim modded series. Same as the Oblivion and Morrowind modded playthroughs. And that would of course be alongside other Skyrim mod videos and whatever else. For anyone who's wondering if the Oblivion Remaster really affects Skyblivion, it shouldn't. Skyblivion will be exclusive to PC, whereas the remaster will be available for PC and console. While there's obviously going to be some crossover in terms of audience, I think the people who are excited about Skyblivion aren't gonna suddenly not play it because of the remaster. They're completely different projects aiming to do different things, and while I'm excited for both, I'm definitely more interested in Skyblivion myself. And one thing to add is that Rebelsies, the head of the Skyblivion project, has said that this changes nothing for them. He even put it that the Oblivion fans are eating twice as good this year, and I think that's the best way to look at it. But speaking of Skyrim mods, there's a couple more that are aimed to release this year, and I'm really looking forward to them. Earlier this year, I made a preview video for Lordbound, a massive new land mod that has been in the works for years. Originally, the mod had been planning for a March release, which they unfortunately weren't able to meet. Since then, they've set a firm release date for September of this year, which I think feels much more reasonable. It gives them time to finish the voice acting, and they're using this extra time to redo a couple of the settlements as well. I really enjoyed what I played through when making my preview video, and I think it's gonna be phenomenal when it releases. And obviously, this will be a full playthrough here on the channel when the time comes. Another one that I often get questions about is Rigmore of Tamriel, the third and final installment in the Rigmore trilogy of mods. The mod author Jim had planned for it to release in 2024, but they ran into some personal issues that really slowed things down, and it just made modding harder for them in general. This is always one of the pitfalls in modding, since it's something authors have to find time to do, in addition to work, school, family, and so on. Right now, Jim is hoping to release it later this year, and once again, that'll be a full series when it's out. And those are really the 3 big mods for me this year. At least, they're the biggest ones that I know of. There's always surprise releases, and I'll cover any big quest mods that I can. The only real restriction for me is that I don't like to cover anything with AI voice acting, and I realize that might limit what I play at times. Right now, the goal is that the focus for the channel is mods, specifically free mods. It's what the channel started with, and I always want it to be a core part of the content. I will be covering paid mods here and there, but I really want to focus in on the ones that seem like they're worth it. Obviously, I don't know that until I get all the way through them sometimes, but I'm definitely gonna focus more on covering the ones that, even from the get-go, seem like they're the better deal. I know creations aren't for everyone, which is one of the reasons why the emphasis here on the channel will always be free mods. And it's why I'll continue to give free alternatives to any creations that I cover. Still, I think this is a great way to give people an idea of what's out there. There's people who use these videos to see if it's worth it to them, or others who watch these videos because they won't be able to get the creations at all. But I've also been talking to a couple people in the program who have some really exciting creations coming up this year. And I know that at least some of these projects would not have been possible if not for the support afforded to them by this program. Outside of all of this, I'd like to cover some non-quest mods from time to time. Honestly, the biggest restriction here is time. But there's some really great gameplay-based mods out there, and I'd still like to dip my toes into doing some more mini mod list videos here and there. I'm just gonna try and figure out a better workflow for myself. That way, I might be able to do more of that alongside the more traditional playthrough-esque videos. I've also seen suggestions for ranking the many quest mods that I've played over the years. I think stuff like that could be fun. Overall, I think this is gonna be a good year for the channel. I'd say this is less about making grand sweeping changes, but more about trying to improve on what I've already been doing. I've spent more time in editing, working on audio quality, stuff like that. It's the kind of thing that shouldn't really be evident to you, because if it was, it meant that it's not actually all that well edited. The thing with YouTube is that it's largely self-taught. I've had to learn all of this over time. I've been figuring it out and trying to understand what the algorithm is even doing. And there's been a shift in the algorithm lately. A lot of gaming channels are actually seeing dips in viewership. Don't worry, I'm doing fine right now. But it's definitely something that keeps me on my toes. But hey, if you'd like to support the channel, like, subscribe, and, you know, there's that notification bell thing somewhere. If you're able to go the extra mile, I do have the Patreon, YouTube memberships, and Twitch subs as well. None of these are ever required, as my content will always be free, but they do help out a ton when there are these dips in ad revenue. But that's gonna be all for today. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.